We only have 6 weeks until the opening of collection week for Christmas Child. 42 days, 5 hours, and 16 minutes to be exact until we start our deliveries to the regional drop-off. If you were involved in the packing party last year, you gotta remember how much fun we had. It was constant laughter, constant fun. It was just an absolute riot. So this year, we're going to have our packing party on Sunday, November 13th, right after the service, and I hope that everybody's gonna come and enjoy it. Pastor Jen and Ellen are very gracious, and they supply our lunch and our beverages, and then the fun begins. And I literally mean fun. If you have ever seen guys trying to figure out how to pack a box for a girl, that was the funniest thing I think any of us have ever seen. It was hysterical. We had so many guys last year, it shocked me. Downstairs on the stove is a coin jar. And I've asked everybody to just put a few coins in when they can. And from what people are telling me, it's a lot easier to do that. Just throw a few coins in every week, than worry about putting dollar bills in later on. So I'd ask you to help us out that way. That money is probably going to go towards our hygiene bill. Ken and Laura have graciously offered to get us all of our hygiene needs, this soap, toothbrushes, stuff like that, for their cost. And some of this, their cost is a penny. So I'm just absolutely thrilled that they offered to do this. So probably that's where that money is going to go. If not, it'll go towards the shipping. They have not changed the amount of money. It's still $7 per box. Just to compare things, I took one to the post office. And I asked them to quote me a price to send it to California. Not even across the world, just California. They wanted $22. And that was not first class. That was the cheapest. So when you think that most of these boxes are going over to Asia or Africa, $7 is a slam dunk. Can't do it for any cheaper than that, and I'm surprised they haven't raised the prices. They also have, thanks honey, I don't need it. They also have a program that they do after Christmas Child that they offer to all the kids that got shoe boxes to come back, and it's called The Greatest Journey. That costs them $6 a child. That is totally separate, different. It's not an obligation. If you want to know about it, I can lead you to their website and you can find out there. But I'm not really as into that this year as I am just getting these boxes to the kids. Samaritan's Purse, when they ask for the $7, they, in the brochures that are there on the pews for you, there is an envelope attached. And in the envelope, they ask you to put the $7. No, let me see it first. There is this envelope attached. They ask you to fill out the information, and I know a lot of you last year did not want to do it because you're afraid they're going to ask you for money again and again and again. They do put you on their mailing list. And usually every month or so you'll get an envelope like this. Inside the envelope, to me the most important thing is this letter. And the letter is updating you on everything that Samaritan's Purse has helped with in the last month. To me, I love getting this and reading it because I know exactly how to pray and who to pray for. They do give you a coupon and an envelope, which you can toss. You don't have to send them money every time they send you one of these. But I like getting this because, like I said, it tells me who is really in need of my prayer. Some of them I didn't even realize that it was as bad as it was, or like the earthquakes over in Nepal. They are still there. They are the only ones that took any kind of hospital or medical equipment. They had hospitals built in a matter of a week. They still are sheltering thousands and thousands of people that lost their homes. So that, to me, is something very important to pray for, so that these people don't feel that God left them out in the cold. They need to know that God is there with His arms around them, not forgetting them. These kids are among the ones that get these boxes. You all know I have a huge heart for this ministry. All I have to do is sit down, close my eyes, and visualize a little kid getting a box. Probably for the first time in his life, getting a gift. And the wonder, why would somebody do this for me? They open that box, and I can imagine the smell getting bigger and brighter. I can imagine the squeals. I can imagine there's probably tears. Some little kid over in Nepal who has lost everything, he has nothing left for his family, gets this box. In this box there is a coloring book, there's crayons, there's markers, there's notebooks, there's balls, there's maybe something to wear. I just can't imagine what these kids are thinking about. And you've seen in the pictures, some of them walk home with these things stacked on their heads. They get home and I'm sure they don't let it go. They don't even want to open it for fear they're going to lose it. A lot of these kids extend their joy to their family. They, because of the joy they feel, because of learning that this box came because Jesus loves them, they can go home and talk to their family about Jesus. And a lot of these people come to Christ. They accept Christ as their personal Savior. Then it goes out further into their families, into their communities, and before you know it, you've got a church plant. If there wasn't one before, there will be after this. How many times can you remember as a kid hearing the TV and advertisements going, oh, you got to get this, and oh, kids are going to love that, you got to have this or you're not cool. All this advertising hitting all of our kids all the time for what they should want, what they should ask for. Money, 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 money. Personally, I think one of the most important lessons that we can teach our kids is to give up something for another child who's less advantaged than we are. And I give Katie a lot of credit because she works on this with her kids all year long. They know what I'm hoping all of us will learn. Every child is precious, is special, is deserving, is equal, and is loved. Just as much as our kids are, they are too. And to have our kids reach out to them and tell them, this is who we are, this is what we like, this is what we do, and we hope that maybe someday you can write back to us. So the one thing I'm going to ask is kids, I have some forms downstairs, I forgot to bring it up. Take a couple, go home and color them and tell the kids about yourself. Tell them about our church. Tell them what you like to do, whatever. But that's going to mean so much. This person in Buffalo, New York, I don't even know where that is, thought enough to send me a box of presents. See, just thinking about it makes me smile. It's absolutely awesome. We go through, we pick up a box, we decide whether we want to fill it with boys stuff or girl stuff, and then we pick out the age group. 2 to 4, 5 to 9, 10 to 12. The group that is least covered with gifts, surprisingly enough, are boys 2 to 4. How easy is it to buy little toy cars and little things that little boys like that? And they fit so well into a box. That's going to be one of my main things, is picking up things for little boys. Everybody does little girls, but it seems the little boys get forgotten. The ones they do the most are girls 5 to 9. Because that's kind of an in-between age, and they'll kind of cover a lot of different things. So when you're out buying, purchasing, think of that. Think maybe the older boys and girls, they ask mainly for kind of grown-up things for them. The boys, they ask for things like tools, small tools, flashlights, things like that. The girls, well, they still kind of keep the girls girls. They ask for jewelry and stuff like that a teenage girl would like. Katie filled us up with over 30 pairs of flip-flops. So that's really good. That's really cool. We've got a good start on that. One thing I've been looking for, and I haven't had much luck with, is I've been thinking about t-shirts and little things like that that are small enough that you can fold up and put into a box. I think that would be so amazing for a little kid to get a new t-shirt and walk around. Look what I got. You just see it. Feathers, that's what I call them. Feathers, when the kid's walking around proud. They grow feathers like a peacock. Some of these kids, they walk and walk and walk to get to the place where these boxes are provided for them. Sometimes in school, sometimes in church, sometimes it's just a community gathering that the local pastors have been able to get together. So the kids that it goes to are not just kids that already know. Most of them are kids that don't know. Can you remember a time in your life when you didn't know Jesus and you just thought, well, life is hard, life doesn't go my way, nobody cares for me, and how despondent you got when you thought that? A smile on a child knowing I am cared for. I have somebody that actually thought about me. These kids, a lot of them have never even had a Christmas gift. Some of them maybe get an orange. Like people in generation before me got during the Depression. I can't imagine not having a Christmas tree, decorations, knowing about Jesus' birthday, never hearing about it. But then once you do, you're hooked. God has you. The words to that last Michael Don Mullen song was, God with us, Emmanuel has come. Part of that talks about God having all of his children bring hope to those who don't have hope. What goes in the shoebox is fun, but what comes out is eternal. These kids know Jesus cares for them, loves them, wants to be with them for the rest of their lives. What an awesome gift. And prayer. Along with the brochures in the pews, I put some prayer cards. If we can just remember to pray for the children receiving, the people that are packing, the big boxes carry 24 of these boxes fit into a big box that I call a crate. There's a picture on here somewhere. The box is in a boat going down river. They get there. I can picture all these children running up like, what is in the boxes? What's in the boxes? Wow! Look at this, it's good stuff. Oh my gosh, let's learn how to play ball. Let's do jump rope. Let's look at the stars through a whatever. A kaleidoscope, a harmonica. Such cute little things that they have no clue even exist. And they come out of our boxes. They ask that you put one wow item in it, which could be, they talk a lot about deflated soccer balls with a pump. I have yet to find a deflated soccer ball with a pump.
You gotta buy one and they'll deflate it at Dick's for you.
Oh, really?
Go to Dick's, they'll deflate it, because I was on a mission. Yeah.
And you get the pump to pump
You
it
gotta
in.
buy the pump separate.
You buy the pump separately. Thanks, Laura. I had no idea what to do about that.
We took
So-
a bunch down in the suitcase.
Did you really? Ah, cool. See, we all learn something when we talk. I had no clue. I never would have thought of that. I've got all these notes, and I'm sorry, but my mind is like going back and forth. There are a lot of things that we really could still use. I've got gift suggestion sheets here with highlighted items that we really could use. I would just mention, again, the toys and stuff for 2 to 4 year olds, small trucks, cars, baby dolls, accessories. And if anything that you buy has batteries, like a flashlight, like I have in this box, please include some batteries, extra batteries. You wouldn't want them to get it home, use it for 2 weeks and have it go dead. So they just ask that you put some extra batteries in. For the older kids, I bought mechanical pencils. With them, I'm going to include the extra erasers and the extra little things of lead for them. It's just, to me, it makes sense. The first time I never even thought of it, but now that I've done it, I realize, sometimes things don't last all that long. And I'm also going to ask if any of you have any shoe boxes, boot boxes, or small boxes of any kind that you can let us use for our pagan party. I would so appreciate it. Jen and I set it up last year and we kind of learned the hard way. We kind of put things out on tables and what a mess. It's not that people were doing it on purpose, but things slide around and fall on the floor, and we just decided this year it would be much easier if we could take every single thing, pens, pencils, erasers, sharpeners, crayons, coloring books, and break it all up so it's not going anywhere but there, and we'll be able to see what we have as we go along.
Debbie?
Yes, dear.
Flashlights, they sell these flashlights. I've had mine for almost 2 years. You don't even put batteries in them, you shake them. Did you ever see those?
I've got a radio that does
Yeah,
that.
it's a flashlight. You don't even much when you shake them. And you don't even need batteries from it. They last for years. So, I mean, it's just an idea.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of those.
They don't
If you can
cost-
find them cheap, please pick up a few.
I'll take a look around for you.
Yeah, thanks. I
And
appreciate it.
when you disperse the boxes to these places, there's like Christian organizations that
Yes.
disperse stuff. And I'm sure, now, a lot of these third world countries, they don't want Christians, isn't it tough sometimes, some of these?
Well, earlier in the year, I think it was the end of July, they did have a packing party at Eastern Hills. That was the same stuff, but everything was put in white boxes. So there was no mention on the outside of who it was from, why it was there, nothing, just a plain white box. And there are still areas that are doing that they can send over to these countries that will not accept anything that is God. Forget it, you know. You know how some of these countries are. So they do manage to handle that by giving them plain white boxes.
Oh, that's nice, okay.
Anybody else got any questions? Ideas, thoughts? Yes, Laura.
You know, it's completely, possibly unrelated, but I'll tell you, when I took the suitcase to the orphanage, although everything was super nice and awesome, and thank you everybody so much, but it made me realize that needs are far greater than wants. Now, this is a gift, so, you know, the wow gift is, you know, maybe it, but there are so many basic needs that are not being met, that, you know, crayons seem at times, and I'm not mocking or criticizing, but, you know, that's almost frivolous at that point. When I'm looking around and there's so many things they need to live, to be safe, to be healthier. So I don't know if we could even address that need really, but after seeing the orphanage and seeing poverty and seeing the jungle school, there's so many needs that Trump wants.
This is true, and I agree with you. But they're little kids, and little kids need to be funny. They need to play. They need to have ways of connecting with other kids. And I think that's why this is emphasized to at least put toys and stuff in. I was a kid and I was getting a box. I wouldn't want just soap and washcloths and toothbrushes.
No, but it's nice that would do include that.
Yes, that will be in every box. That will be in every box, thanks to you and Ken. Soap, washcloths, hairbrushes, combs, toothbrushes. Yeah, exactly. Just basic things, everyday stuff. Toothpaste is okay this year. Next year, they're outlawing it. The only reason I can come up with is thinking about these boxes going through so many hands, then they get put into the bigger box, and they're going into planes, pressure differences, they're coming down, and God only knows how some of these things are being delivered. There are so many variables that I can picture that maybe some of these toothpaste tubes have exploded and gotten all over. That's why they don't accept any liquids. Same reason.
Toothpaste, I'll bet you anything, it's because it says don't eat it. And you can't control how it's being used. Fluoride is toxic. So if a kid eats a tube of toothpaste,
All right, there's another good point. That could be another reason, yeah.
yet they put fluoride in our water.
Right.
Just saying.
I think maybe next year you can be the chairman of this.
Well, we'll see what next year brings.
You can't send like squirt guns or stuff like that.
No, nothing that nothing that looks like or represents guns, military figures, even those little soldiers that come in those bags, they won't know. Nothing like that. They want to portray the idea that Jesus is safe. And if you put a gun in the box, you're not portraying safety.
No hand grenades?
No hand grenades either, sorry.
It's little crusaders.
Well,
You
you know what
guys are
Ron,
so cool.
you know what Ron's got at his house, jeez.
We have a video that we're gonna show you that I think is gonna help to reinforce anything that I might have missed. Please feel free to come up and get a sheet of suggestions if you need. Take a look at stuff we have in the boxes. I just threw them together so they're not exactly all that coordinated, but I tried. Any questions at all, just let me know. Again, before I forget, this is $7. They will accept cash. You can go online beforehand and contribute your $7 per box. They will give you a special label you can print out that has a barcode on it. When the barcode is read, somehow it clicks into something and you get an email saying where that box went. Not to which person or whatever, but to the country. Last year I missed mine. I have no idea where it went. The year before that it went to Colombia. I've been praying that a lot of them go to Honduras to that school. That would be absolutely phenomenal.
The school is heavily supported by a Christian ministry, so there's probably places that have a far greater need, really, honestly, than that school. But yeah, that would be
be
amazing.
so awesome, wouldn't it?
But those
Wow.
places that have a bigger need, that school is taking care of through helping Honduran kids.
Very good, very good. So, Ellen,
We're gonna go with the shorter one, Deb.
that's fine, that's fine.
Prayer.
Yeah, that's great.